The California gubernatorial primary election is just 2 days away and has turned out to be quite an unpredictable race.
I will tell you that I think Governor Newsom has tried very hard. I would do things differently, obviously, than he did, but the worst thing that you can do is just critique someone for having tried their best.
We desperately need change in California. Everyone can see that.
It's a choice between a billionaire who's fighting for working people and a career politician who's fighting for billionaires and corporations.
A record-setting amount of money has been poured into this primary race with nearly $80 million donated, and the polls show the race is tight. Republican Steve Hilton and Democrats Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer are in the lead for the top 2 spots. The California primary includes candidates of all parties, and only the top 2 vote-getters will advance to the general election in November. Joining us now is one of those candidates, California Republican gubernatorial candidate Steve Hilton. Steve, it's great to have you. We're just a couple of days away now, and I got to ask you, from your internal polling, from your sense of things on the ground, do you feel like you've got a real shot to get in the top 2 here?
No question. It's looking good, but it's not safe. This is the most important thing everyone has to understand. The polls are a little bit all over the place. We've had a couple just in the last 2 or 3 days where I'm leading. We've had a couple where I'm second, and we've had one where I'm third. It is actually very close at the top. Tom Steyer, the billionaire climate fanatic, he's spent, on top of the money that you're talking about that we've all raised together, he's put in $220 million into trying to buy this race. He's catching up a little bit. And so there's a very simple point. Anyone who wants change in California, remember that actually we could let this slip away if we don't show up and vote. Because we got this top 2 system, there's a possibility, it's a real possibility, you end up with 2 Democrats, Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer. That's a disaster for California and actually for the whole country. And so don't take it for granted just because I'm leading in some of these polls. You've got to go out and vote for it. I'm the only candidate who's got a possibility of being in the top 2 that's going to bring about change.
Steve, you kind of alluded to it just now without mentioning by name, but if you go online and look, you see there's a lot between you and Chad Bianco about who should drop out, who's the real conservative, and things like that. He's kind of trying to use your own words against you, saying, hey, look, you urged people to abide by the shutdown. You used your show, your platform here at Fox News to do that. I defended against it. I guess he's saying that he's the real conservative in the race. How do you respond to that? Doesn't look like he's dropping out of the race anytime soon, so you've got to win his voters over.
Yeah. Well, look, that's completely ridiculous. Everyone who knows and who watched my show would remember that I was actually the first in the country to call for an end to the lockdowns, even before we had the end of the 15 days to slow the spread. So that's just nonsense. But the real point is this. It's actually not about whether you like me or Chad Bianco, or it's not about that. At this point in the race, it's about the math. He's too far behind. He really is. He can't catch up. And so I've said to Chad Bianco, he's very welcome to join my team and work with me. I'm very open to that. And I'm saying to all his supporters, I totally respect that you support him. But at this point, the fact is, when you look at this race, and because we got this top 2 system, a vote for him, for Chad Bianco or any other of the candidates, it's actually a vote for 2 Democrats in the top 2. I know that for a long time Republicans thought maybe we could get 2 Republicans in the top 2. And I know that some people even now are saying, looks like Steve's going to get there because he's leading in the polls. Let's give our vote to Chad so that maybe we can put him in the top 2. I understand that totally. But it's just too late for that now. We've had the debates, we've had the arguments. Chad is just too far behind. He can't make it into the top 2. So every vote for him actually helps the Democrats. We've got to make sure of this. We can't let this opportunity for change slip away. You look at what's going on in LA with Spencer and their anger across California at the high costs, the homelessness, the crime, the chaos. We've had enough of the insanity. We really can change it this year, but only if we vote for me to get in that top 2.
Steve, I want to ask you about one of your Democrat opponents, that's billionaire Tom Steyer, because he posted a video with trans high school athlete A.B. Hernandez. Take a look at this.
You're set on just a basically a set choice on where you stand with trans athletes?
I am. It's the job of the governor to stand between danger and Californians and to protect them from all the malign influences in this world. And I'm so proud of you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
So proud of you for succeeding. So proud of you for competing. And I'm going to hope like heck that you don't just make state, but you do really well there.
So here's the backstory on that video. Hernandez just won 2 titles, finishing first place in the girls' high jump and triple jump yesterday. The biological male's win sparked chaos between Save Girls sports advocates and pro-LGBTQ activists at the track meet. So, Steve, Tom Steyer saw this controversy, took a look at it, decided to step right in the middle of it. And I'm curious, do you think, how are California parents going to feel about that and Tom Steyer now?
Well, when I was right in the middle of it as well, actually. I was there on Friday, standing with parents and girls who have been fighting this insanity for years now in California to make it clear that on day one, when I'm governor, I will suspend the law, which is something that violates the California Constitution, that enables this absurdity, as my friend Riley Gaines puts it, the absurdity of biological boys and girls sports and in their spaces. Just the other day, I was at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo talking to the students there. There were girls telling me stories of how when they were at high school, they had to change in their car because they were frightened to go into their locker rooms because you had biological boys in there who'd made them feel so uncomfortable. It's insane that we've ended up in this situation. And a further example of the insanity, it's not just me saying that. It's not just the vast majority of Californians. It's also Governor Gavin Newsom himself, who said that to Charlie Kirk in that podcast back at the beginning of last year, that this is deeply unfair. That's Newsom's words. So if it's deeply unfair, Gavin Newsom, why haven't you done anything about it? Also, the International Olympic Committee says that this is wrong. It's changed its rules. We've got the Olympics here in California in 2028. Are we really going to have a situation where the Olympics are going to be held in a state that is still clinging on to this fringe ideology when the IOC itself has rejected it for the games that we are going to host?
Hey, Steve, it's Mark Thiessen. Gavin Newsom is such a disastrous governor that at one point during his administration, the state ran out of U-Hauls because so many people were leaving the state. If you look at the history of California, since the founding of the state, people were moving in until Gavin Newsom came in and they moved out. I'm rooting for you, and I hope you win this primary, and I hope you take it to the general election. But the question is, did those U-Hauls take away the votes of all the people who would put a normal common sense Republican in the governor's mansion? And what are your prospects for the general election if you get this nomination, if you get into the final?
It's a great question, Mark. By the way, I sat down with Governor DeSantis just a couple of weeks ago. He was out here in Los Angeles, and I said to him, enjoy it while it lasts, Ron, because when I'm governor and we start cutting the bloat in our government and the regulations and the taxes, they're going to be heading back to California. But the question you ask is exactly right. How do we actually win? And here's the starting point. There is a majority now in California who want change. That's different to previous elections. The last poll that I saw on that, 56% of Californians think that the state is heading in the wrong direction. That's our majority for change. And that's why my campaign is appealing right across the board. It's positive, it's practical, it's common sense. It's not divisive, not ideological. It's cut your taxes, your first $100,000 tax-free. Cut your vehicle registration so it's $70 a year instead of the hundreds and sometimes over $1,000 that Californians pay. Get rid of the $800 a year small business tax. Gas prices back down to $3 like they were in most of the country before the Iran war. Cut your electric bills in half with some common sense energy policy. Positive, practical things. Cut your costs, help your business, fix our schools. It's all of those things that Californians desperately want, and I'm very confident that if I get through this primary, we're going to be able to win in November.
Steve Hilton, a couple days away now. You're in striking distance. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
So, Lydia, yesterday we discussed Spencer Pratt and the mark that he's making in Los Angeles. And in a lot of ways, Steve Hilton is running a similar campaign. He's not talking about mega Republican ideas necessarily. He's talking about fixing California and the main things that California is struggling with. And that is high taxes and regulation, a homeless crisis, and really an unaffordable way of life there. And it's by design, right? It's by choice. So my question, and kind of going off of what Mark asked Steve Hilton, is do you think folks that are Democrats through and through that would never vote for Donald Trump, do you think that they're seeing enough problems in their state of California that they would pull the lever, so to speak, for a Republican, even in California?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I think there's a lot of good reasons why they're asking themselves whether this is the moment that they do that. I mean, just picking up on Steve's last point about energy and gas prices, they must be looking around at the rest of the country when we're all talking about gas prices where they are and asking themselves, if the national average, I just looked it up according to AAA, is $4.33, why is it $6.03 in California? And that's not just today. California's gas prices are always higher because of the regulations and the taxes that they apply on that. And that is something that the governor has the ability to do something about. And so I think he's right to speak to that point.
I always say, what do you have to lose, California? Javier Becerra said that, well, Gavin Newsom did the best that he could. Brownie point.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.